Hello, good morning. Welcome to my first minimalist day in the lifestyle vlog. Today I want to take you guys around with me, not probably really going out and about much, but take you through my day here, just a sample day in the life of a minimalist so you can follow along and see what it looks like sort of behind the scenes. Today is Tuesday, August 6th. And I actually so far just got off about a 2-hour call with my friend Vera. She runs the YouTube channel Simple Happy Zen, and it's amazing. I mean, I'm sure you know about it if you're watching me because we've worked together in the past, but she is such a sweetheart and I love talking with her. We hadn't had a chance to talk in July, so it was super fun to catch up and go through different ideas. So that's kind of been the main focus of my morning. I also had a chance to kind of go through and take care of some email related things and other general tasks. So far just had a Lara bar for breakfast, as well as I got some berry tea now. But Jake's currently at a meeting at his school, so you'll probably see him later in the video. But now that I've had a chance to do some digital stuff, I'm going to show you guys the big project for the day. And actually, before I take you to the main project of the day, I also realized that since I ended up staying up too late and I kind of woke up right before I had my call with Vera at 8 in the morning, I have not tidied up the bedroom yet. So we're actually gonna do that first, and then I'll talk to you guys about the main task of the day. Now that a few things are set up, I'm actually going to be taking you into a room you have not seen before. Now, the backstory is that our roommate, who ended up living with us for about 1.5 years, moved out yesterday. And we are now kind of in the process of readjusting our space and figuring out what goes there and how we adjust, since we've been living with just the one bedroom. But now we do find ourselves in a situation where we have 2 bedrooms, and we also have now another bathroom that we have, and not that we really need it right now, but it's going to be a cool transition process to kind of see what happens with that space. So it's going to be a little echoey in there, which is why I wanted to explain it here, but at least temporarily. I mean, we're not sure. We might be doing some painting in there at some point. We're thinking a green color would be really pretty. I know we're obsessed with this blue color here in the bedroom. But we also think it could be helpful for some type of exercise sort of station, as well as for some studio aspects, at least at the moment. Eventually that would be like a baby room, but not an issue at the moment. So I want to take you there. We're still in the cleaning process. It's a little bit echoey, but yeah, this is the space. Actually, let me get a different angle on things. This is a little better. So this is the space, and it's pretty simple. All we had done beforehand was change out the flooring. So we did put these floors in. You likely saw that video from a while ago, but I'll link it below if you hadn't. And we had painted it like a basic white, just like one coat or so earlier. And I think we will be changing that up. So the first thing, this was her portable air conditioning unit. We do have AC, but I know I generally don't really care to run the AC that much, so she'd use that sometimes. She did say that we could sell it, so I listed it yesterday. No interested buyers yet, but hopefully someone will. We're going to be changing out these window treatments to the ones that we have in our bedroom. I love those. They're the ones that look like that are just easy to pull up, and then they are room darkening too, so we love these. So we will be switching those out. Also, this is kind of what the light and fan looked like in our bedroom. I guess this is what it looks like when it's on, but I don't know. Personally, I think it's super ugly. This is what ours looks like at the moment. So we really like that. So we'll be switching that out as well at some point. And then just some basic cleaning. This piece of furniture was ours that was in here. So we're kind of evaluating what happens with that, and we were just wiping things down. I still have to clean the floors. Again, we did it one round, but we've got this huge closet now that we did not have before. And so we're kind of figuring out what this room is going to be. At least when we think about a temporary solution, it is going to be kind of where I hold a lot of my teaching materials. So as far as kind of the backstory, you guys know that I'm not returning to formal classroom teaching this year. And with that, I did give away a lot of my teaching items. However, I do intend to go back at some point in the future. I mean, probably 10, 15 years down the road, most likely. But with that in mind, I did keep a good amount of stuff. A lot of it I think can go to Jake and could be helpful with him, with his teaching. A lot of it I'm planning to use to help me as I design curriculum, since I do create lesson plans for teachers and other helpful classroom materials. So I think some of it could be helpful for that. And really my goal, you'll see there's kind of a lot of it, but my goal today is to, after I tidy up this room a little bit more and do some more cleaning of it, then I want to actually sort through everything and see what I'm working with, and to see what maybe can be decluttered now, what will be saved for a bit. My hope is that by the end of this upcoming school year, especially if we are pregnant or anything like that, I'd love to only be down to 1 or 2 crates of teacher items, which would be about maybe 1/3 of what we currently have. I'll be bringing it in here to show you. All right, things are officially all cleaned up, so I'm gonna be moving things in, since I'll be carrying stuff in. It's probably best for me to change my outfit, but in general, I don't know if this is true for any of you, but I really wear the exact same thing most days, while I'm at home, just kind of like my around the house clothes. And in the summer, it's this little dress. The funny thing is, I had purchased it a long time ago. So long ago that I wasn't really purchasing secondhand yet, which is now a huge percentage of my wardrobe. So I actually bought this new, maybe 6 or 8 years ago, and it sat in my closet just on a hanger with the tags on it for 3 years or so. And then I started wearing it as kind of my summer around the house thing. And this is my summer uniform around the house. And then my winter one looks a little different, but I don't know, Jake can attest, I'm very consistent with what I wear at home. If I film a video or if we're going somewhere, then I'll actually put real clothes on, but I will for this video, just because I'll be moving around and lifting stuff, probably not best to be wearing this. So I'm gonna change, and then we'll be carrying some stuff into this room. All right, after moving things, now I'm just going to have some lunch, because when I was lifting all that stuff, I realized how hungry I am since I didn't have much of a breakfast. So I'm gonna whip up a quick lunch. Nothing too exciting in the kitchen right now. We do use Imperfect Produce, which is I guess, produce delivery service, I guess, if you will. But basically the concept is produce that maybe isn't aesthetic enough to be in the grocery store, that would typically get wasted, they are able to sell at a cheaper price, and it's still usually really awesome. Or sometimes it's even just surplus and it's more than traditional grocers are willing to pay, so then perfectly good food gets wasted. So I like using them, but our box of produce, I do every other week shipments. Our box of produce does not get until Thursday. So right now it's just kind of playing the leftover game. Yesterday, Jake and I did go to Chipotle, and I did give him most of my leftovers, But one tip, if you also go to Chipotle, I usually get the burrito bowl, but you can ask for the tortilla on the side. Then you can use this to make like a burrito or quesadilla at home later. They're pretty good. I mean, I don't usually get like the burrito just because it's a lot of calories in that, you know, in that tortilla. I don't really need the tortilla. And I usually get really full after just eating the bowl, like part of the bowl anyway. But I'm gonna use at least half of this maybe to make like a quesadilla with some leftover stuff. I have leftover black bean refried beans. I have some leftover corn. And then this past weekend we had people over and we had like a taco bar. So I had bought some of this vegan cheese for that. So I have it, I'm gonna put it on the quesadilla. And since that's not the healthiest meal ever, I also am gonna make a smoothie. I have some leftover watermelon that was also from this weekend, and then I'm just gonna blend that with frozen strawberries. I'll add a little bit of lime juice, which is still in the fridge, but that is like a really amazing combination. Watermelon and frozen berries. I highly recommend it, especially if you feel like you have watermelon that's gonna go bad. I love doing that. So that's gonna be lunch. You don't even have to add any water with the watermelon just because it's more liquidy as it is. Look how pretty that is. All right, I've got lunch ready. I gave myself a refill on the smoothie and I've got my half of the quesadilla. Jake is going out with a friend for lunch today, so he probably won't eat this for lunch, but I figured he can have the other one whenever he gets home. Well, I've officially moved everything into this second bedroom, just because there's already now a lot of stuff in here. It's actually better with echo. Now it's reduced echo. It's definitely a lot. Jake's gonna be really excited that this is out of our main space, just because when I left the school, we didn't really have a spot here at home where these things could go. That being said, it was a lot for, I mean, we were gone for a month on our trip, but there was like a week before the trip, and then now there's been 3 weeks since the trip, so he's definitely gonna be very appreciative to not have it in the main space. As we take a look, just to show you the full amount here, we have stuff over here, several crates, as well as some larger items. And then over here, we have a lot more books. So you can see them down here. There's also more books. If you do find yourself having a lot of items to declutter, as well as this is something I've done before, I like to put them in categories. So I've got some little post-its here I'm gonna be using, and I'm gonna brainstorm a few categories, and then I can use that to help me decide how I sort the items today. I'm sure some things will be dealt with today, but others, it's going to have a different timeline. So I'm gonna work on these. All right, I have the chance to identify all the different categories. So in no particular order, we'll have a section for Jake to take to his classroom if he wants, a donation category for donating items I'm not going to use, a short-term use category if I need to use the item for a specific purpose or a very small time period, such as looking at something to help me with curriculum development resources for this upcoming school year, curriculum development resources for the upcoming school year, and then anything for future teaching when I do return to the classroom at some point. Now, with the curriculum development, kind of the differences between those, I am this year working on ancient world curriculum as well as US history curriculum. My goal is, as the course goes, I mean, we've taught these things, taking what we've created as we were teaching it, perfect it, make it even more helpful for teachers, more user-friendly, upload those to Teachers Pay Teachers, and then once I've used resources, I can let them go because I don't need them with the full curriculums up there. I've also taught world geography in the past, so that would be for the next year, as well as if we want to branch out into any more specialized fields of social studies. So that's kind of the vision. You know, as I'm looking at these different like books, a lot of these were different college textbooks, and the crazy thing is, like, being in college or even just being a teacher, you're often just in survival mode, like try to get through it, like hopefully I have enough time to be able to do the tasks I need. But one thing I've missed is, like, I do genuinely love history and find it fascinating, and so just looking at like the tables of contents, I'm getting so excited to read these. And it's just sad that, you know, the time you finally get the chance to do that is when you're out of the classroom. So I won't be able to like directly help individual students who are in my class, but hopefully I can help provide information to teachers at like a larger level who then can influence their students. But yeah, I'm getting really excited about reading these books. And people who are into history might think that sounds like a bore, but yeah, it's gonna be fun. All right, I'm back out here. It's currently 12:57, and in about 3 minutes, I have a video going live. This was a collaboration video with Ashlyn, who I had a chance to meet up with on my road trip, and we had so much fun. And definitely, whenever there is a collaboration video especially, I want to make sure like I'm on right at that time, just so everything goes up smoothly. I do have it scheduled to go up, so I'm not like clicking publish or like posting it exactly at the time. But all right, it looks like the video is public now. So I just have to make sure it went live on Ashlyn's end too. Yay, perfect. Well, the video is live. That's very exciting. It's always a relief when everything ends up working well and checks out, and definitely the first little bit after I upload a video, it's kind of like a weird limbo phase where you're just curious how it's doing and curious what people will think. Yeah, it's definitely very interesting, and I admit I usually am kind of like refreshing it probably a good 10 times within the first half hour, just because I'm curious, if I'm around at least, and I'm trying to respond to like comments that are coming in and that sort of thing. So definitely going to be monitoring this a little bit, but I do really need to go back and do more work in the room. I will go ahead and leave a comment on her video though. I did already have a chance to watch it because we shared our videos ahead of time to check them out, and it was a good time. Hello, hello, it's been a little while. Last time I checked in with you, I was doing some work on my teaching materials. It's a little messy at the moment. I kind of sorted through everything. I've got donation pile, recycling, stuff to give to Jake. Here's my curriculum that I'll be going through this year, those materials, curriculum for next year. And then the messiest part right now is figuring out about some of these papers, what's gonna happen with those. I didn't end up filming much earlier just because Jake and his friend went out to lunch, and then they came back here for a couple hours, but I also just had more, some snack kind of stuff. I had half a bagel with peanut butter and some cherries, and Jake got me a pita from like the Mediterranean place where they went, so I had some of that with hummus. Definitely has not been my healthiest day so far. It definitely is a weird leftover day, but. And then after his friend left, we went for a walk, which was really nice, a little toasty, so I showered. I think my next mission is to continue working on this, and hopefully it will be all done before going to bed. Hello again, just checking in. It's currently about midnight at the moment, and the day went a little differently as planned, at least the evening. It ended up being a bit more spontaneous. I did some more work in that second bedroom, but definitely didn't complete the task. Jake had a little bit more of a rough day with his portion of time back at the school, and we're kind of working through some of those challenges and sort of prioritize that more so. And kind of going off of that, we did actually watch the documentary, I guess, called Made for More, which is about Rachel Hollis and her conference Rise that she does. I discovered Rachel's work this past year. I haven't actually read her books, but I've listened to a couple of her podcast episodes, and I think that she is a remarkable and incredible person. So it was really transformative to watch her Made for More documentary, and it also just really makes you reflect and think about a lot. So it was on Amazon Prime Video. I don't know if I've really talked about it. I know like a couple of years ago I hated on Amazon Prime and thought I would never ever like pay for that. But then they acquired Whole Foods, which is our favorite grocery store, and it's been worth it for like the Whole Foods deals. We don't find we actually like shop more because of it. We're pretty good about spending intentionally, but they do include Prime Video and Prime Music for it, so it means that there's different little programs like this. So if you do happen to have that, I don't know if it's available I'm sure it's available other places too. We don't have any other like, a Netflix, or we don't do anything like that. So I'm gonna go to bed now and kind of start fresh, bright and early tomorrow. But thank you for following me along today. This is my first vlog, so it's probably gonna be the worst vlog that there is. Feel free if you've got any feedback, things that you would like to see more of or less of, or that you didn't like, or that you'd like to see, let me know. That would be really helpful as I kind of learn how this works and what, to be including. Have a lovely day, and we'll talk soon. Bye.